Well, I can maybe best say it in the words of my father. My father and mother were separated from me. I was somewhere, they didn't know where, and they were hidden in a farm in Holland, and often in a hole in the ground, because there were razzias, there were all the time searches for Jews. And during that time, my father would study, read, because he said always, you can take in everything from us and from me what I have, but you cannot take from me what I am. And he was meditating. And then the request came to him, because 100 yards away, there was another Jewish family, and they were hiding in a chicken farm. And there was a son who was going to be prepared for his bar mitzvah, to be a Jewish boy who assumes responsibility. There was no possibility for him to do a service or anything. And the request was to my father, who already was a rabbi, can you write something? And my father started to write on pieces of paper. And those pieces of paper survived, and they are in the Holocaust Museum in Washington. But I had not known about it, and I had not seen it. And recently, I've looked at those pieces of paper in the exhibition. And there, in this beautiful writing, I mean, his handwriting was not beautiful, but for this particular part, he forced himself to write beautifully. And he says, note this, young man, my friend. God created a human being for a purpose. And the purpose of the human being is to restore the world to the original meaning of God, to be a world filled with cooperation, love, truth, and justice. What my father wrote against all odds is the purpose of Judaism, is to restore a broken world to a world where there is cooperation as the first word. Like Na'aseh Adam. Let us create a human being. So the question in the Genesis story is, why does God use a plural? There's only one God. And one of the deep answers is God could create everything by himself or by herself. He could create the ants and the planets. But when it came to the creation of the human being, God, as it were, needed the human being to cooperate. And this is the cooperation between God and a human being with free choice. This is what God wanted, a human being who could be his cooperator. And so together, we are working towards the restoration of that world.